Hi, this is Erika. Good morning. I'm making some brown bread. Now, what I've got here is flour I got in the farming shop. I don't know what you call the shop. It's a place in Longford in the shopping centre in the corner. There isn't a sign outside that says the name of the shop, so I can't give you that. Now, I've heard of this before. It's called eincorn flour. Now, it's one of the ancient grain flours. The wheat changed sometimes back in history, and this was the wheat before that. So people who are diabetic or who are issues with gluten and whatever, this seems to be a better flour to use. Now they also had a different one as well, which is this one. It's emmer flour. It was emmer flour. Now this one here is also supposed to be good. So I am diabetic, so I'm going to try these out and see what it works like. So in the bowl I've got a pound of this flour, the ancient grain flour. Now to that I'm adding, a mug of porridge oats. I'm adding a teaspoon of pink salt. I just happen to use this one in preference to white salt. This is pink salt. To that I'm adding about 4 teaspoons of sugar. I need to get it a little bit because I'm a bit short on those spoons. And I've got 2 trays here that are just lined with a bit of brown greaseproof paper. Now into this I'm adding a teaspoon of bread soda. Now I'm just going to squish that so there's no lumps in it. This is hard to do one-handed, so bear with me for a minute. So I've got the oven on to 200 degrees. So I'm just going to wait for that to heat up. I'm just giving this a stir here. Now this has got to be the easiest, laziest soda bread going. Basically it's just mix it all together. Mix in your buttermilk or sour milk and then throw it in the oven basically. So out of this I get 2 of these loaf tins. So in here, recap, we've got the pound of the flour. Now you don't have to use this flour, I just happen to be using this flour because that's what I'm trying today. You can use regular wheat flour. It doesn't matter, it's up your own personal preference. But that's what's in this today. So a pound of flour, a teaspoon of bread soda. That's bread soda. I've got about 4 teaspoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then buttermilk to mix. So I'll be back in a minute, so you can just bear with me for now. I forgot to say also there was a mug of porridge oats, so it's up to you if you use them or not, it's optional. Now I have the oven temperature at 200. So again, I'm using the smaller oven in my ovens. It heats up quicker, it's more economical, so it's just whatever you use yourself. Okay, so the oven is the right temperature now, so now I'm going to add in the buttermilk. Now I keep this buttermilk in the fridge and I just top it up with a bit of milk every so often, so I've always got a supply. So I'm going to show you rather than tell you a liquid amount. It depends on the flour you're using and if you're using oats, how much oats. So just bear with me for a minute and we'll just go into this. So it's really the look you want to get, but you want it all blended and mixed in together. So that's still looking a bit too dry, so I'll just add another little bit. just add a little at a time so you don't over wet it. And then just keep stirring that. Now that seems about right. So I'm just going to keep stirring this so it picks up any loose bits on the bottom. And now it looks brown on the camera, but it doesn't actually look brown in reality. It looks more whiter, pale brown. So I don't know why the camera showing it real dark. But anyway, so that looks about dry, and you can see the bottom of the bowl is cleared of any loose bits. So if you look in here, you can see it's actually all coming together. So as I've got 2 tins, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to divide this into about half and then just put it in the tin. So I don't worry it's kind of in lumps because I'm going to kind of squish it in the tin in a minute. I'm just trying to divide it up kind of evenly into the 2 tins. Now I'm just going to get a bit of water and just pack that into the tin. I've just got my knuckles wet and the back has a bit of water. I'm just going to kind of press that into the tin. And then I'm just going to dampen my hand slightly and just brush the top of it. Now the feel of the bread is a bit harder than normal wheat, so I don't know if it's going to turn out the same as the regular wheat I normally use, but we'll find out. So the porridge oats might soften it a little bit, but it could be a harder loaf than normal. But I've done this with regular flour and it works out fine, so your choice again. But I'm just trying out this flour because I saw it and I just want to try it to see how it affects my blood sugar. So that's basically it. So I'm going to pop this in the oven now. The oven is the right temperature. I put it to 200. I let it warm up, so the light's gone off, so I know it's the right temperature. So now I'm going to pop that in the oven. They're in the oven now. So I'm going to let that cook now for about 30 minutes and I'm going to check it and see how much more time it needs. Now after 30 minutes I removed the paper and turned the bread upside down and put it in for another 5 minutes. Now after 40 minutes, this is the bread. Now it didn't rise as much as regular flour will, so maybe next time I will mix half and half just to see. Now I haven't cut it, it's literally out of the oven, so bear with me until it cools and then we can cut it and see how dense it is. Okay, so I can't wait any longer. I'm mad to try this bread, so I'm going to cut a piece. Now it's still warm, so bear with me. So this is the bread. I've cut it, it's still warm, it's soft, and it's a smaller loaf than my normal loaf because I wasn't sure about how it would rise. Now, if I'm doing this again, I'll probably mix regular flour plus this because the overall carb level will be lower. So the glycemic thing will be better for my blood sugar. Now, I've put a piece of lovely Irish butter on it. So, taste test was really nice bread. Very flavourful. It tastes nutritious. I'm not saying that in a funny way, but it tastes really good bread. You know, sometimes you buy a nice loaf of bread and other times you buy bread that doesn't taste as nice as it looks. But this is nice. I give it a 8 out of 10. The reason I'm deducting the 2 is because it didn't rise as much as I wanted, but that could be down to me. But I think it would benefit from blending maybe a third regular flour plus 2/3 of this, or maybe even half and half. So if you give this a try, let me know what you think. Hope you like the videos. Please like and subscribe. This is Erika, with our delicious bread. Over and out.